All right, well, let me just grab a beer because it's COVID-19 isolation time and nothing matters anymore. So, this is, of course, the isolation period for the COVID-19 virus, and it's just fantastic. I have all the time in the world to practice. I don't need to wash, I don't need to shave. I can live in my dressing gown and beanie. Don't have to go to work. Yeah, it's brilliant. But I found that when I started out with this isolation period, I wasn't as productive as I'd hoped or expected that I'd be. You see, I thought that I was going to have all the time in the world to practice. And indeed I do, right? From the moment I wake up till the moment I go to bed. All of that time can be used for practice. But for the first 2 days, that wasn't happening. I was doing maybe 3 hours a day. And that's just disastrous. My attitude was this. I'd wake up late because, well, I've got so many hours in the day to practice, right? And I'd just lie in bed. I wouldn't get up. I'd just be on my phone playing Magic the Gathering. And then I'd hop on my computer with the honest intention of doing practice. But then I'd just go through Facebook. I'd answer emails. I'd go on YouTube and just watch videos. And this would just keep going, and the day would just get later and later. And I just wouldn't be doing practice because in my head I'd be like, well, there are so many more hours in the day left. I can do it later. What ended up happening was that bedtime was rapidly approaching, and I only had a few hours left to do practice. And then it was a mad dash to get all of my practice done in that tiny little 3-hour window. So yeah, I went to bed feeling thoroughly confused. What the hell happened? I had all day to practice and I got 3 hours done. And then the next day was the same. I got 4 hours done. I should be getting 12 hours a day, but it wasn't happening. And I noticed that this was happening to other people as well. Not just guitarists, but other artists and people working from home as well. They have all day to be productive, and yet it's not happening. That's so counterintuitive, right? You've got all this time. Why is it not being used correctly? Now this is just procrastination rearing its ugly head again. This idea of having all this time in which we can do practice or work, it makes us procrastinate really hard. It makes us put off all that work because we know we can do it later. I do more work, more practice, when I've got very strict time constraints. So if I get up and I know I've got 1 hour and a half to do practice before I have to go to the gym, and then I've got another hour before I have to go to work, and then after work I've got an hour before my girlfriend comes around, and then after she goes to sleep I've got 2 hours before I go to sleep to do 2 hours of practice. Those slots automatically turn into practice sessions, and I just cram as much practice as I can into those. But when you've got a vast open day like that, with nothing planned, nothing punctuating your practice sessions for you, that's a recipe for disaster, a recipe for procrastination disaster. I was very surprised to see it within myself, because I was convinced 10 years ago that I'd eradicated procrastination from my being. Apparently not. Apparently I'm still an animal. So now a lot of people are doing nothing all day and then getting defensive about it, and I found that hilarious. I just heard about this morning. It's called productivity shaming. So lazy people are fighting back at people accusing them of not being productive and saying, stop productivity shaming me. That is ridiculous. If you are wasting your day doing nothing when you know the stuff you should be doing, you are being lazy and you are worthy of ridicule. That may seem a bit harsh, but come on, we can make the most of our days. What I've been doing recently is I've been getting 8 hours of practice in every day. So that's around my eating and my workouts. All done here in my apartment where I live. Because I realized what was happening. That procrastination had got me. I had to just cut it out. So, understand that it's normal to procrastinate. It's a very animal thing. It's built into us. We don't want to do stuff which is difficult unless we absolutely have to. And the huge time frame that we have now in isolation, the free time, doesn't really create any sort of pressure, any sort of time pressure for you to get these things done. So yeah, understand that it's fine to feel this way and to feel like not doing anything. But also understand that guitar takes a long time to get good at and that you need to get stuck in. So I guess summed up, stop being so damn lazy. And I'm talking to myself here as well, not just the world, but stop being so damn lazy. You've been given this wonderful opportunity. Fast, open timetables every day now where you can get better at those things that you have wanted to get better at for a long time. So I really don't know how long this isolation thing is going to go on for. In New Zealand, where I live, the cases, the new cases each day, it went up, and then everyone went into isolation. Went up for a bit more, and then it started to gradually come back down again. So the situation is already cleaning up here in New Zealand. I don't know how much longer I'll be in isolation, but for as long as I am, I'm hoping to make more of these like spoken videos just so we can hang out and discuss things. So this one was obviously on procrastination, especially in periods of isolation like this, but I'm hoping to do other talks as well. I want to do a tutorial on soldering, but I haven't been able to get out of the house and get new equipment, like potentiometers, for instance, to use as a demonstration for soldering. So that's one video I want to do, and I'll be frequently asking you guys what we should talk about. I think next time I'll talk about music and how I come up with my ideas and how I create a track from scratch. And how I just flesh it out until I've finally got a full track. Because I think that's what a lot of you want to know, how to make your own music. And that is so honorable. I have to make a video on that. So, yeah, I hope that you are keeping sane through this period of isolation. And I hope that you are being productive. And if you're not, be productive. It really is as simple as that. Force yourself to do it. I'll be seeing you soon. Take care.